How many days do you not go all out? You save something in the tank when that extra effort could have gotten you closer to whatever you want to do. Listen, the next day is not promised to anybody in this room. It's just not. Tomorrow's going to show up. Tomorrow's going to be here. We don't know if we are.
I want to ask this question. I think it's unfair, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If you were to say to Kobe at the beginning of life, beginning of his career, you can go full out, you'll be the legend that you were, but life is going to end early for you. Or you got 30 more years, but you're going to leave some in the tank. Do you know what he would choose? I got to first ask about that. On your finger.
Championship number 4. It was gifted to me by Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
So I have quite a few of them. I got 6 from Chicago, 3 from Miami, 2 from LA, a couple of gold medals from the Olympics. The guys have been very gracious to allow me to be part of their success.
Why do you wear that one?
Because he's not here. Yeah, he's not here.
April 12, 2013. I don't know if you remember this date. 4 months after you stop working with him, Kobe Bryant famously blows his Achilles. Mm-hmm. Did he call you?
Yes.
What did he say?
It was exactly what he said. He was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
What did you say to him?
I said, when Kobe Bryant is on the other line, let me talk to him.
He was a rare dude. There's a story going back to the '08 finals, Celtics-Lakers. Anybody remember that series, Celtics-Lakers? Yeah. Paul Pierce goes down, gets carted off the court in a wheelchair.
Yes.
Allegedly an MCL strain, although some said he had to take a shit. Kobe Bryant, after he ruptures his Achilles, I don't know why I'm pointing to my knee here, after he ruptures his Achilles, steps to the line, hits 2 free throws. The story is he did that to say fuck you to Paul Pierce. Is that true?
No, he just listened. We always, with everybody can start something, very few people can finish something. So he just said, no matter what the circumstances are, I gotta go, he actually tried to play. You know, we sat with the trainers and all this other stuff, and he was just like, hey, can we tape this up? Like we knew exactly what happened. He's like, no, you can't do that. But he says, well, I'm gonna go in and make these 2 free throws, and there's no way I'm gonna be carted off the field. I'm not gonna carted off the court. I'm gonna go walk. As much pain that he was in and discomfort, but it was just like, you know, when you start something, you finish it. You finish it. So, you know, a lot of things, Kobe, yeah, a lot of other individuals gave him motivation, and, you know, he had in the back of his mind, but he didn't need motivation. It was about elevating himself and always delivering the unexpected for all the people that are watching him.
He's a cleaner.
Oh, 100%.
Can you describe a cleaner for those that may not know?
A cleaner is an individual that delivers that end result over and over again, no matter what the circumstances are. So you see those circumstances out there. You know, you've seen individuals, we've seen videos of him where, you know, he's dislocated his finger, he pops it back into place, a thumb, all this other stuff, and then there's other people that have been out for 8 weeks because they dislocated his finger. So just the ability to say, hey, I need to be, what do they say is the most important thing? You know, is a player available? Availability is a number one asset. And just like Michael, he had an obligation. He was like, listen, people pay a lot of money to watch me play. People stay up late, you know, and they buy my jerseys. They do all these different things. So who am I not to give them everything that I got every single night? Kobe always had a saying that if I can put my head on the pillow and know I gave everything I had that night, then I can rest. If I didn't, that's why you've heard about all these notorious 2 a.m. workouts, 3 a.m. and so forth. It's like, hey, you know what, I left something, I could have given more. So that's when I used to get those calls at that time.
Again, a rare dude. I remember Jason Williams talking about going into practice. Kobe was practicing, so Jason Williams continued to practice. Kobe kept practicing, and later, when Jason Williams was like, God, man, why didn't you stop? Because I saw you there, and I needed you to know that I wasn't going to finish until you were done.
Yes.
Incredible. How important was it for Kobe, his identity, to be a cleaner?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it was important to him. It was a way of life. So, when something's important to you, you got to, people have to work on things or so forth. When you have that cleaner state of mind, it's who you are. People always talk about Mamba mentality, and I would say it's not a mentality, it's a lifestyle. It's literally a lifestyle. Anybody can be a cleaner for a moment, anybody can be relentless for a year, but do you have the ability to do it over and over and over again and make it a part of your instincts, make it a part of who you are?
In his post-basketball life, he had won awards, he had built this business. Was he in cleaner level even post-basketball?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what he was, businesses were going crazy. He wrote a bestsellers children's book that won an award. He won an Oscar for a short film, all this. I mean, those are definitely all cleaner moves. Here's the thing about a cleaner, you don't turn it off. If you turn it, there's no way you can turn it off. You have to take that competitiveness and just challenge it into something else. And you see this with a lot of athletes that are highly competitive. If they don't have something else, that's where the destructive behavior comes in. So they have the competitiveness, nothing to stop. It just changes form. It literally just changes form.
Was he disgusted by anybody that didn't aspire to be a cleaner?
Well, yes. So that was the thing. He's aspired to be cleaner. What are you saying? Like, listen, not everybody's talent level, especially in a sport, has a ceiling. All he just said, he goes, just make sure you hit that ceiling all the time. That's it. I don't expect you to be me. I don't expect you to be like anybody, Pau Gasol, Shaq, whatever it is. But I want you to know every single day, I want you to be at whatever your best is. And I can't help you get better if I don't see you give maximum effort all the time. When you work with athletes, when you work with individuals, business owners, whatever it may be, if you're not giving maximum effort and you go into a coaching situation or you come into this thing here, well, if I don't know what your max is, or these individuals don't know what your max is, I can't help you. I need to know what your maximum output is, what your maximum threshold is, what your maximum adversity tolerance is. You need to know all those things, because then from there we make you better. If you holding stuff in the tank, then yeah, I might get you to your max, but I'm not making you better. I'm just getting you back to what you should be doing.
I want to ask this question. I think it's unfair, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Just how you knew Kobe.
What's up, Tribe listeners? I want to talk about our sponsor for today's episode, Gobundance, the tribe for healthy, wealthy, generous people who choose to live epic lives. It's a tribe I've been a part of for 5 years now, and I keep coming back year after year because of the quality of the connections and interactions that I get and the accountability that I get toward the goals that I'm looking to achieve. Gobundance has meant everything to me, so I'm really, really proud to sit here on the Tribe of Millionaires podcast and tell you a little bit about Gobundance. Here's the thing. Why do you live where you live? Think about it. Why do you live in the neighborhood you live in, or the apartment building you live in, or wherever it might be? Usually, people move into a community because of the quality of the neighbors and all of the amenities that are available to them. And then they go about using those amenities and leveraging that community to the best of their ability for growth. They make connections with neighbors, lifelong friendships, things that serve them. We want that for ourselves, for our wives or husbands, and our children. That's what Gobundance is at the next level. Imagine if you're a man moving into a community of other millionaire men that are driven toward being the best versions of themselves as fathers, as husbands, in their health, in their relationships, in their contribution, you name it. That's what Gobundance provides. For me, it's been everything. I get with my Gobundance brothers on a weekly basis and I tell them, this is where I'm trying to go. Things I can't share with the regular folks in my life, my friends, my family that I've known forever. They only know me for who I've been. Gobundance guys, they know me only for who I'm becoming. And when I deviate, when I go off course from being that guy, from taking action toward being that guy, that's when they step in, that's when they hold me accountable, and that's what accelerates my growth. Go to Gobundance.com right now and apply. If you're a millionaire and a man, Gobundance.com. If you're a woman and a millionaire, GobundanceWomen.com. And if you're not quite a millionaire, go to GobundanceEmerge.com and you join me in the community that I've created in partnership with Gobundance to get yourself to that place of being what we call a whole life millionaire. Gobundance.com. You can start there, see everything that we have to offer. It's an incredible community. I can't wait for you to be a part of it. Now, back to the show.
Obviously, his death came way too early. It's the same age. I was 42, same age. I always say we came out the same year. He just got drafted. But if you were to say to Kobe at the beginning of life, beginning of his career, you can go full out, you'll be the legend that you were, but life is going to end early for you. Or you got 30 more years, but you're going to leave some in the tank. Do you know what he would choose?
Exactly what happened. He went out all the time. And you know what? Here's the thing. How many days do you not go all out? You save something in the tank when that extra effort could have gotten you closer to whatever you want to do. Listen, the next day is not promised to anybody in this room. It's just not. Your next heartbeats, whatever it is, nothing next is promised to a single individual in this room. So whatever you're saving it for, why are you saving it for? Tomorrow's going to show up. Tomorrow's going to be here. We don't know if we are.
When you work with executives, CEOs, business people, is there anything that you see in common where they are leaving something in the tank? Is there anything that you see that's a trend or something? You know, sports is very easy. It's like there's a scoreboard, there's championships, right? There's this very easy way of measuring success. But what do you see from entrepreneurs or CEOs that they're leaving in the tank? What is that and why is that?
Well, complacency sets in with all of us. It does. We all get comfortable. You know, I said this an hour before. The brain is designed for two things. It's designed for survival and comfort. That's what it's designed for. That's what it's supposed to do. And you have to constantly challenge yourself to do the complete opposite. You know, there's nothing normal about success. There's nothing normal about winning. So what the body and brain is designed for, you have to do the complete opposite. We're already all messed up. You know, the left side of the brain controls the right side of the brain controls the left side. So you're already born all jacked up already. So, and it's easy for us to just, you know, take our foot off the gas because a lot of us are worried about burnout. We're worried about burnout. And I always say, burnout doesn't come from doing the things that you enjoy. Most individuals in here, you won't get burned out from the business that you love, the business that you've built, the business that you nurtured to get to this level. Burnout comes from all the distractions from outside that start to filter into your life, that start taking the energy that you build every single day to transfer into that thing. So the amount of energy you have the ability to muster up every single day and transfer it into your business, transfer it into yourself, transfer it into other individuals will pretty much determine whether you leave something in the tank or not. Are you going to have that same energy level every single day? No, you're not. You're not. Everyone says, you know, give maximum effort. There's plenty of times where you've seen athletes not give maximum effort. We're all human, but how often does one lack of maximum effort turn into another one, turn into another one? Because, you know, I always say things don't cause complacency, we cause complacency. It's a mindset. Take it a little easier today. And next thing you know, the competition has done passed you up.
Taking that concept of getting out of comfort, your brain is designed for comfort. Is there anything tactically, any exercises you do with entrepreneurs that maybe some of these guys can implement in order to kind of get yourself out of there? I get what you're saying. You're saying, hey, let me give you philosophically how the brain works and how you get complacent. But what's an exercise or a tactic that you may commonly use that can help people get out of it?
Have a conversation with the first person you should speak to every morning is yourself. That's the most important conversation. Before you have a conversation with anybody else, before you have a conversation with your kids, before you have a conversation with your significant other, before you pick up your phone, you need to have a conversation with yourself. All right? You can't lie, and don't lie to yourself. All right, here's a great exercise you can use. You go into the bathroom, look at yourself in the mirror with the lights on. Then turn all the lights off. Is the same individual that you see in the dark the same individual that you see when the lights are on? Because when you're in the dark, that's a true you. That's reality looking at you. Are you that same individual? Because you can lie to yourself during the daylight. We know, listen, we got lights shining on me right now. They're making me look better than I actually look. All right? We go to different stores, you go to different health clubs, you go to wherever you're at. They got lights, you go in. I know I look in the mirror at my house. I look one way, I go to the gym where they got the fake lights in there, I look so much better. All right? But in the dark, it's you. It is 100% you.
In Relentless, so you said about Kobe, going back to the cleaner concept, this interests me, if you can't tell. It's just a way of being, that cleaner mentality.
It's a lifestyle. It's earned. It's earned.
In Relentless, you're laid out 13 different things, the Relentless 13, because you believe, I think, that you can become a cleaner.
Everybody can become a cleaner. As a matter of fact, we all start out cleaners and we go the other way. That's what it usually happens. Well, just think about your childhood, all the different things that you did, how you earned it. I said at all point, you can look at your kids now. If you had kids, I said, you ever tried to negotiate with a 2-year-old? How difficult is that? So you're born relentless. You're born a cleaner. You're taught everything else. We're born to move. We're born to be active. We're born to be creative. We're born to think. And then we tell us, sit down, shut up, don't do this, don't do that. No, here it is. And there's a difference between being childish and childlike. So I always say we're all born the cleaner mentality. We all have it. It's all inside of us. Just people are afraid to use it. A doctor doesn't look at a baby and say, hey, this person's going to be relentless, this person's going to be this person's going to be that. They're not. And it all starts, and this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but you look at yourself, think about the first trauma you had in your life, the first real challenge. I mean, it could be at any age. How you handled that situation pretty much developed your personality, who you're going to be. Did you run and hide? Did you reach for help? Are you still dealing with it? Or did you stand up to it? Did you stand up to it? And if you have that, that's where your cleaner mentality starts to really grow. Well, you look at we've all read fairy tales to our kids, every single one of us. What does every fairy tale have in common? Yeah, I'm talking about the old fairy tales. I'm not talking about the new ones now. So, a prince, a princess, or whatever, but they all have a dark forest or a dark moment. Every single one. Every single one. So it's crazy. We want to live a fairy tale life. We want to live a fairy tale life. But the minute the dark forest appears, we stop. And that's where all the change is about to happen. That's where everything in your life is about to change. That's where you're going to get to that's where you're going to get to the next level. That's where the winds are. So when you're in that dark moment, when you're in that dark forest, what do? That's when you're being challenged. That's when it's to see, hey, what's inside of you? What do you have to get to that point? Think about your businesses. Why did you get to this level? Well, because every time You had those dark moments. You didn't quit. You met them head on. Was it easy? No, it's not supposed to be easy. But remember this, and this is so important. Just because you're in a dark place doesn't mean the spotlight isn't on you. Doesn't mean the spotlight is not on you. That's when actually the spotlight is the brightest, when it's the darkest. But what happens is, during that moment, most individuals don't prepare for the light. So finally, when the light comes, they're blinded by it. They're blinded by it. That's when all your preparation is. You hear about the athletes all the time. It's not what you see them do on the court and on the football field, on the soccer field, whatever it may be, tennis courts. It's all the stuff that you don't see that allows them to perform at the highest level. Your businesses are as successful as they are, not because of what everybody sees, it's because of what everybody doesn't see. Well,
anybody see The Last Dance? 4 of you? For real? Like, that's good to say. It's like one of the most watched documentaries in Netflix history, I think. Oh yeah, I do. I kind of saw it. Michael Jordan, early in that, breaks down crying, talking about the level of intensity he brought to the game. Mm-hmm. Does that relate to the dark force piece that you just talked about?
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
Well, you know what, I talk about this more often because nobody wants to talk about it, and it's so important. Everyone thinks the dark is an illusion and that only bad things happen in it. The illusion is thinking that it doesn't exist and nothing good can come out of it. All right, I have this, you just look at the different things. People always say, reach for the stars. Well, when the stars are the brightest, at night. And we have individuals here that, everyone's gone out for a romantic dinner. You've taken your significant person out, or they've taken you out to a romantic dinner. The moonlight, the setting, all that other stuff. Has anybody ever gone for a romantic lunch or romantic breakfast? You go mostly for romantic dinners. And it's funny, we look at all our growth happens during those times, but it's so intense. It is so intense. We've all been through dark times. We've all been through dark moments. It's what you've done during that time. It's the level of intensity that you took your game up to. It's a level of intensity you took your knowledge up to. It's a level of intensity you took your work ethic. It's that level that allowed you to see the light. It allowed you to see the light, because everybody can see in the light, but very few people can feel their way around in the dark. And in order to succeed at the highest level, you need the light and you need the dark. When does a new day start? Not a trick question. When does a new day start? It starts at midnight. It starts at midnight. Is it light or dark at midnight? It's dark. So if a new day starts in the dark, where do you think your new beginning is starting? It's going to start in the dark moments where it's just you and your thoughts. That's all it is. It's just you and your thoughts. You know, the thing that he said in The Last Dance, that was the first time he said those things, after holding those things. Hey, this is the why I was. This is who I am. This is what I did. And to let somebody see that side of you, people judge you for that. That's why they always hold it in. You know, I know there's probably people in this room that are way more into the scriptures and good book than I am, but one of the passages is, let there be light. Well, in order to be light, where did it start? It started in the dark. So that's where all your new beginnings, that's where all your new changes come in. That's because it's so intense. It is so freaking intense down there. Because you can't see anybody else. You got to trust yourself. You literally have to trust yourself. You got to conversate with yourself. That's when reality sets in. When you're looking around, there's nobody else to reach out. There's nobody else to reach out for. That's when you're being tested. That's when you're being tested. You know, there's the old saying, in school you learn, you take the test. In life, you get tested first, and then you learn. It's a complete opposite. It's a complete opposite. Well,
Is there any regret in going to the darkness for a guy like Michael?
no.
That emotion, is there any pangs of, like, you said it earlier, I didn't have 9 Christmases with my kids. I isolated my family. None of that.
There's no, you can't, listen, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill for regret. Wait till you get the bill for regret. And you know how many individuals in here, that bill has been passed, it's generational, it's been passed on to you. You want to pass that bill on to somebody else, you want to pass it on to the next generation? We're so worried about regret. Man, when you talk to somebody who's an elderly person, they always talk about, man, I regret, da-da-da-da, and so forth. Don't. That price is that. It's way more costly, way more expensive. So don't have, the only regrets that you'll have is regretting that you didn't, whatever it was. You didn't live the life your way. You didn't play the way you wanted to play. You didn't do the things that you wanted to do. You didn't talk to the people that you wanted to do. You didn't go try what you wanted to do. You didn't go succeed at it. You didn't go fail. You didn't go fail at it. There's a news flash here, folks. No one in this room is living forever. We are not. So just go through life, and are we all going to have regrets? Yeah. But you want to have as few as possible when it's all said and done. It's all said and done.
What's your biggest regret?
What is my biggest regret? You know what? I tell you, I have one of the shortest memories. So I can't even go there. You know, there's that old thing that people always talk about. If you could go back in time to talk to your 20-year-old self, what would you do? What would you tell that person? My 20-year-old self said, what the fuck are you doing here, man? We can't change any of this. Get your ass back over there. You know, people want to go back. Oh, no. What are you going to tell yourself? If I could go back 30 years, man, I don't want to see me. I want to look for somebody else. I want to have a conversation with somebody else. Listen, the best athletes have the shortest memories. That's why they don't worry. If they miss a shot, they don't hold on to the day. They're ready to shoot the ball again. They go on. They just move on. And that's not only in their losses, that's also in their wins. You know, whether you like the guy or not, Tom Brady, what he used to say? They're awesome. What's his favorite ring? My next one. What everybody here? All right. What's going to be your favorite win? The next one. Celebrate hard. Don't celebrate long. You know, if any of my regrets, maybe I should have had a little more joy earlier in my life in the things that I accomplished. But I'm sure in hell making up for it now.
You had a story with your daughter when she was 5.
Yeah.
It's very, very famously told. Anybody heard the story? Do you want it? What's that? Some of you. I'll paraphrase this. Your daughter is watching you pack to leave.
Yes.
I believe she's 5 years old. She's asking why you need to go. You say, this is how Daddy puts food on the table. This is real for me because it just happened 3 days ago when I left to come here with my son. And she said, if I eat less, will you stay home? And you left.
Yeah.
What is that now? Is that regret, or is that
not at all. There's no regret. There's no regret in that whatsoever. I mean, the story goes, you know, I travel a lot for work. She comes into the room and she goes, you know, hey, daddy, why do you travel so much? And I said, you know, sweetheart, this is how I take care of Mom. This is how I take care of you. This is how I put a roof, you know, get you all the different things. This is how I put food on the table. And she goes, Daddy, if I eat less, will you stay home more? if I eat less, will you stay home more? Oh, I mean, it still gets me now. If this was Disneyland, if this was a fairy tale, I'd have grabbed her hand, unpacked my stuff, and we'd have skipped for some ice cream. I kept packing, you know? And then when she was much older, I said, I want to sit down and talk to you. And before I can even sit down, and she goes, Dad, I understand. She goes, I understand. She goes, you taught me how to make hard, tough decisions that are not going to please everyone. She goes, I can see your wins. I can see how I benefited from it. I could see what you did. It made me a better person. So she got to see the results of those moments. She got to be a part of the wins. She got to see the results of all those things. Yeah, are those easy decisions? Absolutely not. But you know, there's other times where when she was in junior high, I was out in LA with a client. She was in Chicago. I would literally fly on a day off when I didn't have my client. I would fly from Orange County on a 7 a.m. flight, land in Chicago at 1:30, get to the volleyball game, watch her play for 45 minutes. Sometimes I didn't even get a chance to speak to her. And back on the 7:10 flight back. Sometimes she didn't even know I was in the audience. No. We all want to be present for our kids at everything. And I'm not telling you to judge me for the way I did things. I'm not telling you to do the things the same way, but I know what worked for me. I know what was important for me. What I could sacrifice of not being there as much as I wanted to in her early ages, but this would be the end result later on. And I know some people say, man, I could never do that. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not telling you to do that. But if that's you, then you need to be true to who you are. But if you're going to do those decisions, you have to deliver on those wins, not only for yourself, but for those individuals also. You have to deliver those wins. There's nothing better than sharing your wins with the people that mean the most. You know, if you're missing events and you're not doing things, and nobody's winning and nobody's benefit from it, well, you know what? That's on you. That's on you. Because a lot of individuals go to these things, and let's be honest, how many times have you been at one of your children's recitals, concerts, basketball games, soccer game, volleyball, and you're not even present? You're there, but you're not present. You're on your phone, your mind is on business, something else, you don't know what's going on over there, but you think because you're physically there, you're actually present. No, you're not. No, you're not. What's worse?
I was digesting that as you were speaking to it. It's crazy because, you know, Michael Jordan picked you to coach him, even though he's the one player on the Bulls that you didn't reach out to.
Correct.
Then he hands you off essentially to Kobe. That's
Yes.
the comment about you being an asshole. And then after that, you've got, well, not in that time frame, you've got Dwayne Wade, Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, these people that you've worked with. So it's just interesting to me, and I think for all of us, because this is a room full of killers, a room full of cleaners, right? I like to think of myself as that as well. It's interesting to hear when you're with somebody that everyone here universally would regard as great, meaning Michael, to hear what it takes. It's just interesting to hear what it takes. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
Talk a little basketball stuff?
Sure.
Start with The Last Dance, actually. 98 is filmed with the intention of releasing it, but it takes 22 years, I think, because of Michael. He was the last player, the holdout, not to sign off on that documentary, and then he does.
He was the only player that had the right to sign off. Nobody else had the
No
right
shit.
to. Yeah, nobody else had the right to sign off.
What took so long?
He just like I do. He goes, I do it when I'm ready. That's all. I do it when I'm ready. And he wasn't even going to release it then. He wasn't even going to release it. He wasn't even going to release it then. The studios, obviously, it was during the pandemic. Sports was dead, and they were like, dude, we need something. I mean, it was released, and episode 7, 8, 9, and 10 weren't even done yet. It wasn't even
The
done.
first episode's out, and 1 through 6 are all that's ready.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9, 10 are not ready.
Not even done.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that? I'm curious. What's that done? Have you talked to him?
Oh, yeah.
His legacy or how he's been perceived. I mean, he probably doesn't care, but
He don't care. If you heard his Hall of Fame speech, listen, we all want to be in that. We'd love to. Everybody would have that, be in that frame of mind. We always say we don't care. How many of us actually mean it? We don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care. I mean, listen, the guy built. How'd you like to own your own 18-hole golf course? Your own. You like to have that much success where you're like, man, I'm tired of playing behind people. I'm just gonna go build my own. I'm just gonna go build my own, and then charge a crazy fee for other people to play. But you still have first access. If somebody takes tee time and you want to play, hey, I'm sorry, man, you gotta get out of here. Well, it's a crazy, limitless level of success. It's just, it's just different. And The Last Dance, I mean, it got the most interesting thing about The Last Dance, and this will relate to individuals here, and about his mindset, and a lot of people won't understand this or think about it. Imagine this: you work for a company, or you come down to your employees, and you tell them, no matter whether this company generates the highest revenue it's ever done, or it brings in $0, none of you are coming back. None of you are coming back. How many people on your staff or in your organization would work harder than they've ever done, or at the same level? Well, remember, that's what The Last Dance was about. They knew they weren't coming back. They were not coming back. And you've already won 5 championships. You could have easily said, I'm good. I'm good. In his mind, there's only one way to go out. There's only one way to go out.
in 2013, you wrote Relentless. Am I right? 2013? Yes. In the book, you said LeBron is not a cleaner. You've updated that.
Yes, I have.
You said he is a cleaner now. Why? What changed?
Well, maturity, the way listen, from a basketball standpoint, there were some moments where he should have delivered and he didn't deliver. You know, he kind of deferred to other people when he had that opportunity. And sometimes the way he would handle the press conferences, you got to be accountable. How many individuals in here own their own business? Just about everybody, all right? So here's the thing. If something goes wrong, it might not be your fault, but it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. So you got to take responsibility for your actions. And then when he started to say less and he started to win those championships, and then also being a cleaner is just not on the basketball court. It's how you handle the media, how you handle the daily pressures, how you do those things. And he grew into those things. He grew into those things and said, yeah, you know what? He's achieved this level. And rightfully so.
You put him in a category with Kobe and Michael?
I put him in a category. I don't know if I put him in the same category. I mean, listen, I'm biased. Those are my guys that I work with. You in here and you interview, people that work for LeBron and so forth. You know, they're going to say he's the best. You know, one thing you can't do is, listen, you can't question a person's loyalty. You know, we have individuals in here, listen, it's a debate that's going to go on for a long period of time. I look at the numbers and the stats and what's been accomplished, and I got a chance to see both of them play, and I'm always going to stick with
your guys,
with my guys.
Curious,
I just am.
In this room, anybody who puts LeBron in the same category as Kobe and Michael? No one? Am I seeing 0 hands? One guy. Who is that?
I see a few. Yeah.
One guy. I agree with all of you. I don't put him in the same category. Are you willing to be wrong that he's a cleaner?
Are you what?
Are you willing to be wrong? Are you willing to be wrong that he's not a cleaner?
No, he is a cleaner. LeBron?
LeBron.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about a cleaner. Cleaners can go. There's moments where cleaners go back and forth. I mean, it's easy to go from a cleaner to a closer, and then you have to work your back. Are there some things that, listen, even some of the things that my clients did, I was like, man, that is not cleaner like. All right, that is not cleaner like. But how long do you stay in that moment? How long do you stay in that moment? That's, you know, people are going to say, oh, he jumped from one. You know, obviously Michael stayed with one team except for the Wizards time. Kobe stayed throughout his whole career with the Lakers. So people can look at those different things. But, you know, you look at LeBron, he changed the scope of the game. You know, the super teams and doing these different things and being able to give you know, more access to individuals, to allow them to move, and you know, they've done some things that may not be as cleanerish from a basketball standpoint, but from a business standpoint, from the way they change the games, you got to look at all that.
Yeah, he bothers me.
You know?
You can't tell. He bothers me. Well, look, he declares his greatness. Kobe and Michael were asked that question.
Right.
Never declared their greatness.
Not right. That's what I'm just saying. There are some things every now and then. You know, you hear the interviews all the time. And Michael will say, "Would you ever consider?" He goes, "No, I'm not." I goes, "Because I can't, because I've never played against guys like Elgin Bain or Oscar Robinson." And he would go through Jerry West, and he'd go through all those things. You know, even Kobe, you know, that Kobe was just like, they asked him, and this is up on YouTube and TikTok, and they said, hey, you know, you or MJ? He goes, I would never say I'm better than MJ. He goes, I learned all my stuff. He goes, I learned all my stuff from him. So, well, like I said, there are some things that people do that you're just like, no, but overall, a cleaner everything they do doesn't always fit the cleaner mode.
Are all cleaners winners?
Are all cleaners winners? Yes.
Are all winners cleaners?
No.
Okay.
No. You know, listen, here's the thing. People, you have, from a cleaner standpoint, you may see somebody, and you guys have some staff members like this, and you're like, man, you know, they're just not giving me okay work. You know, but they have so much more potential inside them. They can do so much more. They can do, well, whatever situation you have them in, they may be a cleaner in something else. They may be clean. Like, listen, there's people that are cleaners in raising their kids, or cleaners in, you know, raising plants, whatever it may be, being part of a charitable thing and so forth. So just because they're not a cleaner at whatever they're doing in work, or they might be in the wrong position. You have a person in some position, you move them to another position, and all of a sudden they excel. That's your job as leaders, to figure out where to put the person in the best situation for them to excel at the highest level. And then when they excel at the highest level, it might not be your standard, but are you able to live with what they're giving you? You know, if you had a team of all cleaners, you know, you've seen this, and how many times, especially in baseball and basketball, it happens all the time, because you can manipulate the salary cap pretty good. Everyone signs all these players that are supposed to be the best of the best, you know. It's not the best player. It's not the best pieces. It's the pieces that fit best together. So you need to have coolers. You need to have closers. You need to have cleaners. And a cleaner's got to be able to defer to another cleaner. They got to know when to be an alpha and when somebody else to be an alpha. You know, Michael, 2 of his championships, he let John Paxson and Steve Kerr make the shots, but those were earned. Those were earned.
Yeah, no, makes sense. It's the winners, not all winners are cleaners thing is interesting to me, because LeBron fascinates me. So I see him as a winner at this point, although 10-1 conference finals, 4-6 championship finals. But let's just say he's a winner. He's won 4 with super teams, but he's won 4. But that cleaner stuff is interesting to me. Like there's an element that I see in a Kobe and Michael, and even in some of the guys that I know in this room, that's just next level compared to the others. So sure. I guess I have to accept there's a range of a cleaner.
Well, you know what it is? Here's a difference. The gap between perfection, between near perfection and perfection, is a difference between great and unstoppable. Those individuals look for perfection people say, yeah, don't aim for perfection. No, aim for perfection. You're never going to achieve it, but there's no higher standard. You don't think so? Every basketball player or every football player, every time he throws the ball, they want it to be a touchdown. They want to set the records. That's how they practice. That's how they prepare. They don't go into games saying, I'm going to miss shots. I'm going to miss free throws. You'd love to see a person go 20 for 20. Same thing when you see Steph Curry, and he's got some video on and he made 75 straight threes from the corner or something like that. You don't think so? He'd love to be able to make 15 of those straight in the game. You guys look for that. You'd love to have that. How'd you like to have that perfect day at work, a perfect day in your business, man? That would be like, you'd be like, whoa. All right, now what you try to do is now you say, man, can I do it again? Can I do it again? That's what you guys strive for every day. Is you look for you go. That's what makes you unstoppable. Is that drive for perfection and paying attention to those details, the details that other individuals just won't pay attention to.
Ask you one more question, then we'll open it up to the room. In sports, coaching athletes, the measure of success is championships. As a performance mindset coach today, how do you measure success with the entrepreneurs and executives that you work with?
I always have people that come up and say, your talks or your books, whatever, they changed my life. And I always tell them, I didn't change your life. Those books didn't change your life. You changed your life. We just gave you permission to be you. A lot of individuals in this room, overall in life, they forget who they are. They forget what made them successful. And when you hear an individual come up and say, you know what, I had to make a hard decision. Your words made me make that decision. As tough as it may be, it was the right one to make. It's just having the ability to give somebody just that permission to go for it, but knowing what it is. Too many times where people say, man, I'm going for it, but they don't know what it is. You have to know who you are before you can go for it. You have to know who you are before you know what it is. And success, a lot of times, and everything that we read in social media and everything that we've gathered over our times in our lives and that gone into our head has created a lack of clarity. We forgot what got us there. We forgot to have joy along the way. We forgot to laugh. We forgot to be childlike. We forgot to clap for ourselves. We forgot to smile. We look for everybody else. We look for everybody else's approval. We forget to listen to our own voice because we're so busy listening to the voices of everybody else. We're so busy listening to the shouts that are going on in this area, this area, that it overshadows the person that you should trust the most, and that's yourself. You know you better. You know yourself better than anybody else. I always say, I don't tell you what to do. I just give you permission to be who you really are. A lot of speakers get up and they tell you where to look. I don't tell you where to look. I just want you to have the clarity to see what you already know.
Tim Grover, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.